I think it's a partnership rather than a consultancy relationship, and I think that's the beauty of the relationship. So I met Steve 2 years ago at a network session and we hit it off together. He's a Leeds fan and I'm a Sunderland fan, but even despite that, I've decided to join up with Steve. But what he actually brings is something a bit different than traditional consultants bring. He's a big yellow box thinker, and he's given us ideas that perhaps we haven't thought about before. Well, Croda runs itself in many ways. We've been a very successful company for many years. We've always run with a 3-year plan, and what we're trying to do now is stretch that plan. So we've got a more ambitious plan. So we've got 2 plans. We've got a base plan and a stretch plan. What Steve's brought to us is the stretch plan. He calls it the North Star, we call it the North Star, but he's given us ambition that we didn't have before. Steve's brought a lot to how we might think about that, but also providing the levers of how we might use different tools to get to the stretch plan. So, for example, digital and sustainability. We've always had a proven sustainability plan. We never talked about digital. Now we're trying to recruit a digital head to help us in the next chapter of growth. So, I'd say that Steve's given us that type of approach where we wouldn't have thought about that ourselves. Yeah, it's partnership rather than consultancy. We're a Yorkshire-based company and we're true to our roots, so we are allergic to consultants generally as an organisation. So I think the biggest compliment I can give Steve and the team is that we are partnering up with effectively a consultant, but we don't feel like he's a consultant. We feel like he's working symbiotically with me as the leader, chief exec, but also our other leaders around the team, the executive committee. And it feels like he's getting more and more part of the Croda family in the way he does things. So, and I think that's important because Steve starts to understand the way we operate, our culture, our ways of working, and also we understand Steve better in the way that he operates as well. I think we're at the start of a very productive relationship. As I said, we've got a stretch plan now that we're all bought into, and we're working hard with that. We're bringing on a digital capability that we never had. I think Steve's job is helping us navigate through that next growth period, and it's organic growth and it's inorganic growth. But it's it's talking to them on a regular basis, working with the team, building the team, maybe some arms of the team more than others, and making sure that we stick to the path that we're working towards. I'm 5.5 years into being chief exec, and Steve's we can bounce ideas off each other. So I might have some ideas, I might have some issues or opportunities in the business. I can clearly talk to the board about them, I can talk to my exec team, but sometimes it's useful just to bounce them off somebody else who's a bit more detached to the business. And certainly, they've been quite productive so far. We've just started those. It's a really good part of the stretch plan. It's one spine of the stretch plan, and entrepreneurial sales to us are taking bigger bets. So if we look at our research and development, we've got a good innovation model, but our innovation tends to be iterative innovation, small little bets, small projects, but lots of them. We're still doing that, but what we're trying to layer on top of that is looking at the more disruptive bets that we can take through sizable projects, and looking to form entrepreneurial cells where we can actually fund them in a slightly different way and give them a chance to generate big growth opportunities. We didn't do that before, so it was all iterative innovation. So this is more about more bigger bets, more disruptive innovation, new technologies coming out on the market, and we think that we're just at the start of a journey with entrepreneurial sales, and we've got a small number now. I would hope in a few years' time we have a lot more. So they breed success. Some will fail, some have to fail in many ways, but a lot of them will succeed as well. We don't need all of them to succeed is the point, but if we don't do them, then it's going to be very difficult to achieve our stretch plan going forward. What it does, if anything, it reminds us of who we are and what we stand for. And we can be, we're a specialty chemical organisation. We have our own jargon, we have our own ways of working, and sometimes you lose the sense of spirit and value of what you stand for in the organisation. So it's a good check, it's a good barometer of that. And every so often we keep looking back and saying, are we agile? Are we connected? Are we disruptive? And as part of the acronym, and that's important. More, if you like, as a psychological thing more than anything else, making sure that we're doing the right thing. Certainly would, yeah, certainly. Particularly if you're looking for disruption and you're looking to be more ambitious and thinking about stretching your business more and your capabilities more. And Steve certainly fits the bill. If you're looking for something that's giving you that yellow box thinking, that slightly different thinking, then certainly you'd pick that up with Steve.